Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome back to another stream. Character NPC here, your host, getting ready to finish just about everything for the fighter in the party, Randall Winsor. Going through a stream for each of these characters in case you've never seen someone roll up a first edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons character. There's a few things we won't be doing, like actually buying equipment. No need to go through all that. I think I'll have a final introduction, like a party introduction video that'll have a time for me to talk about what their equipment is and maybe a little bit of an explanation as to why I chose a few things. But they're just gonna, be starting out with their base amount of gold and nothing more, so it's gonna be, very little. So with that said, let's get started. Friends, last time we went through Jorbus Bicklemole, that was his name, the illusionist thief in the party. This time we're going through the fighter, and I've gone ahead and started, got his name, Randall Winsor. He's a fighter, human, first level course. He also is going to be lawful good. Mainly, I think I'm continuing to lean towards the majority of the party being faithful to St. Cuthbert, since there's a church there in the module in the village where I'm beginning the campaign, and I think it makes sense, and it makes things a bit easier. Though I kind of like the idea of having some different alignments. It may be that these people, these adventurers, end up changing alignment a bit here and there anyway, just on their actions. We don't have a paladin, so unless there's any other class restrictions on remaining lawful good, it wouldn't be an issue anyway, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. We haven't even started the campaign yet, right? Previously, though, if you haven't seen any of the other streams, I rolled up the ability scores for each of 6 players using Method 1, or I should say characters using Method 1 of the Dungeon Master's Guide. So number 4 here is our fighter, Randall, and he has a 14 Constitution. See if I can't get this all in view. 14. Maybe I should do it this way instead. He got the bonus for being... Oh no. He started out immature, or young adult, so he's 17 years old. He is not mature, so he got a -1 to his wisdom and a +1 to his constitution. So his constitution is 13. Charisma is 12. Intelligence of 6. Dexterity of 13. Strength of 15. And wisdom of 10. That's a pretty low intelligence, but I don't think it's going to impact him. I'm not certain about that. We'll see. We'll see in a bit here. And I put down the Constitution as 13. It should have been 14. Because he did get the +1 for being a young adult. So 14. Let's pull up, wait a minute. Might as well do age while I'm got it right here in front of me. His age is 17. And his apparent age is also about 17. No real reason to change that. He has no unnatural aging. It's going to be male. And I guess I could go straight to height and weight since I'm here anyway. And for a human, male human, average height is 66. Let me see here. What am I doing wrong here? I need to roll these percentage dice first. So 20-sider will be high. 14. 14, so he is under height. And his weight, 40. His weight is average. And for average weight of a human is 175. And his height, we said, was under. So he'll be minus 1.12. Let's try to get this in a place where I can actually roll it. 1. Underweight by 1 inch, so he is 71. And 60 is 5 feet. So he's 5'11". His hair will be, let's say sandy brown. And his eyes will be brown. I'll work out his general appearance and distinguishing marks, if any, mannerisms and things later. Don't see anything else that really needs to be right here except for maybe his starting gold. His starting gold is... For a fighter, 5 die 4 times 100. Don't think I have 5. No, I only have 4 four-siders. That's fine. Oh, look at that. 12, 14. Wow. Wait. Yeah. 140. Oh, why did I put 50? I was thinking about buying things and I put down 150. 140 gold. Oh, and I get one more, right? That's 4. All kind of mistakes today. Oh, look at that. Another 4. So 180. $180 gold. That's great. Still not enough to buy heavy armor, I don't think, but that's okay. He ought to be able to at least... Yeah, he could buy splint mail. His plate's 400. So that's what he'll do. He'll probably end up with splint mail and maybe a large shield so that he gets a little more protection around his body. Anyway, though, let's move on. Lots to cover. And 2 more characters after this. The last couple of these streams, no one's watching at this point. I'm guessing no one's really all that interested in watching characters getting filled in, character sheets. But it's an important part of the game. I certainly enjoy it. It's not my favorite part of the game, but it's not. It's kind of relaxing in a way. It's my tear. And with a 15, would have been the maximum strength for a female gnome, or minimum for a monk. So we're not breaking any kinds of class restrictions. There's no percentage. At 15, there's some kind of adjustment, right? Nope. Hit probability normal, damage adjustment none. Open doors on a 1 to 2. Bin bars, lift gates, 7%. Intelligence. Intelligence of 6. He has know extra languages. He's not the smartest, but he's not, he's not dumb or anything. Percent to know spells isn't important, minimum spells isn't important, max spells as a fighter doesn't matter. Wisdom. His wisdom is a 10. No magical attack adjustment. He's not a cleric, so there's no spell bonuses or spell failures. His dexterity is a 13. And with the 13, it is 0 for both reaction and attack adjustment and defense adjustment. (14) Constitution. Not going to get anything there either. But he will have no hit point adjustment, but he will have a 88% system shock. And resurrection survival 14 is 92%. So he's very likely to come out of it. Charisma of 12. Maximum charisma for half-orc character. Interesting. Maximum number of henchmen 5. The 12. Loyalty. We're not going to get any kind of bonuses or minuses. Okay. These humans, we don't have to worry about any of that. There shouldn't be any savings throw conditions, resistances, any of that stuff. Being a human, all of this is kind of all normal. And let's see. Fighter at first level, his savings throws will be hard to see. Oh, dropping things. Where is it now? Paralyzation, poison, and death magic at first level, because it does have 0 level fighters here. First to second level is a 14. Petrification polymorph is 15. Rod stabs wands is a 16. Breath weapon 17, and spells is 17. Okay. Fighters are kind of the easiest. Weapon proficiencies, I think he's going to get like 4. If I'm not mistaken. For a fighter, yes. 4 weapon proficiencies, -2 for non-weapon proficiency. And I'm certain he's going to have longsword, so that's going to be one of his proficiencies. But I think I'm going to still wait on some of these things to fill them in. He doesn't turn. He's not a paladin. Doesn't have a mount yet. Doesn't have a morale modifier. Number of attacks is 1. I'll deal with the weaponless combat later. Yeah, I'll have to look over his weapon, and maybe it won't be a longsword. I'll have to look at what the adjustment versus armor class is, because it might be good for him to have a polearm. Maybe a halberd or spear or something like that. The longsword gets minuses for armor class 3 and 2. So if you're fighting with a longsword against someone who has plate mail and shield, you're actually attacking armor class 0. And armor class 2 if they're 3. Most of it though is at armor class and a couple pluses. So that's pretty good. But the bastard sword is better. It would be 0 at the other 2. Now the bastard sword treated as a longsword if used one-handed, so it's either he doesn't use a shield and uses the bastard sword with the pluses. I mean, that would give him a +1. It should be against armor class really, but basically in this, the way this works out is if this chart shows a negative, it's to armor class and not to the die roll, and if it's a plus, you can add it to the die roll because it works itself out without being a problem. Because at these pluses, you can't go above 10, so there is no +3, while there is down to -10, so any of the minuses here work out. Footman's Pike. Footman's Pike would give minuses to armor class 7, 8, and 9, and a -2 for someone with armor class at 10. Its weapon speed is also, speed factor is a 7 versus the bastard sword, which is a 6. And 4 feet plus. With the longsword, it's 3 feet. So it's a little slower. It takes less room. But has these minuses. You know, I might just stick with longsword because I could use the shield. And I like having the increase in armor class myself, using the shield. Morningstar is actually very nice as well, but it takes 5 feet and is also as slow as a bastard sword. Hammer is good, and you can throw hammers. It only takes 2 feet of space, so So I could get next to somebody in a 10 by 10 hallway. Speed factor's low. You know, that's actually pretty good. I think might have one cleric with a hammer and the other one with a mace. Footman's mace. Because the hammer I can throw. And then have the other cleric with a sling. Lucerne hammer is even better. Has even better pluses. Look at that. Maybe even a Lucerne hammer. I don't know if you can throw Lucerne hammers. I assume that you can. I'll have to look that up. We're starting to get into some of these details that I really enjoyed nitpicking at when I was a kid playing. The footman's flail. 6 feet. Takes quite a bit of space. But that footman's flail gets a lot of bonuses. The only thing it gets a minus on is armor class 10, which would bring them down to 9. So what? You know, look at that. +2, +2, +1, +2, +2, +1. Yeah. Footman's flail. Wonder how much the footman's flail does in damage. Hammer thrown has a firing rate of 1, and short range is 10 feet. Medium is 20 feet. Long is 30. And of course the minuses are, what is it, 2, 3, and 5? Short, medium, and long is 2, 3, and 5, I think, something like that. These are the details that you get into when you're thinking about your choice in weaponry. And what did I say? Footman's flail. Yes, footman's flail. Footman's flail does 2 to 7, 2 to 8. That's nice. Yeah, so I get 4 weapon proficiencies. I might just go ahead and take a sword and the footman's flail and a bow. That way I get a better rate of fire. A short bow. Longbow does better damage, but they really are lobbed weapons like artillery. Or I could take a crossbow. Crossbow might be a better option. A heavy bolt does 2 to 5, 2 to 7. Instead of... Oh, I was looking at short sword. Instead of 1 to 6, 1 to 6, it would do 2 to 5, 2 to 7. Decisions. Heavy bolts probably going to weigh a bunch more. They're not called heavy for no reason. I have to look at the encumbrance as well. It's one thing about a bastard sword, it's pretty heavy. And a footman's flail is 3 gold pieces versus a bastard sword in scabbard is 25 gold pieces. Okay. What else do we have here? No combat adjustments. No damage adjustment. the rest of that later. Patron deity is St. Cuthbert. No mount, no magical components, no special abilities. So probably the easiest character we've created so far. Encumbrance, the strength adjustment I think was 200. Weight allowance for a 15. Right. Strength 15, yeah. Plus 200. Experience points. Fighter table. He will reach second level at 2001 experience. 2001. 2001, a fighter odyssey. Okay. So that's where this one ends, friends. Fastest one so far. 32 minutes of the stream so far, and I kind of stretched it out. I was talking there a bit and going on about things. Beryl, the hurricane, hit me. So I've been away a few days, didn't have electricity or internet access for, I don't know, what, 3 days? Something like that. So I'm really just getting back, my head's just getting back into this. But it feels so good to get back to normal and be working on this first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons campaign, solo campaign, again. And I can't wait to get the adventure started. So thanks for watching. If you haven't seen any of the videos so far, you ought to go back and at least watch the very first one, because it'll give you an understanding of where my head is at with all this. What am I doing? Why am I doing it? And what am I using? The others are kind of cool, I guess. The other prequel videos, but hey, you know, if nobody watches it, that's okay too. Alright, so hope to see you on another stream. Bye-bye.